The US is drowning in debt. Inflation is not something from the past, and some politicians want to remove the debt ceiling entirely, basically giving themselves a blank check to print money forever.
Donald Trump writes, quote, "I am very pleased to announce that after all these years, I agree with Senator Elizabeth Warren on something. The debt limit should be entirely scrapped to prevent an economic catastrophe."
Donald Trump and I, hey, listen, I'm ready to join up with him and make that happen. We need to get rid of the debt ceiling altogether, not extend it, not say, ooh, while this is going on, this budget negotiation, let's just roll out a few $1 trillion more in the debt ceiling. Nope, that has gotten us into trouble before. It continues to get us into trouble. Donald Trump is right. Let's get rid of it altogether.
Markets are tense. There's still uncertainty on the future. The US debt is an animal so huge, not even Elon Musk, one of the geniuses from our own generation, could fix it.
I kind of think that we've got this enormous federal budget deficit, and it's a $2 trillion deficit. It keeps growing. Our interest payments are higher than our Defense Department budget. That's I think was the real wake-up call for me, was looking at seeing that the interest payments to national debt exceeded the Defense Department budget. And that was only growing over time, which meant if we didn't do something about this, then there won't be any money for anything. We'll just be servicing debt.
And you know how to read an income statement, and you know how to read a balance sheet. You've had some business experience. I'm kidding, but
yeah,
you know about this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, really, I just don't want America to go bankrupt.
Confidence in the dollar is cracking, but there's the twist. At the exact same time, some of the world's most powerful financial institutions and even regulators are turning bullish on Bitcoin and crypto. In today's video, we're going deep into the shift that's reshaping the crypto world. From regulatory frameworks finally getting real to corporations stockpiling BTC like digital gold. This isn't just hype. It's the foundation for a Bitcoin-powered future. And if you're in this space, you need to understand what's changing and why the next decade of crypto might look nothing like the past. Let's start with reality. The US is more than $36 trillion in debt, and it's not slowing down. Now there's serious talk about removing the debt ceiling altogether, meaning Congress could borrow infinitely, no fiscal breaks, just unlimited money printing. What does this mean for markets? One word: fragility. Fiat currency loses credibility when supply is infinite, and if they keep printing money, you should be buying. This is why Bitcoin was created in the first place, a scarce, decentralized alternative that doesn't bend to politics or policy. For years, regulators fought crypto. It was all lawsuits, shutdowns, and confusion. But in 2025, the tone has changed, and surprisingly, is starting to look positive. We finally might get regulatory framework on stablecoins, with the Congress passing the Genius Act.
We will start voting on the Genius Act, the stablecoin bill, this week. I don't think we're going to complete it this week. We'll probably have to go into next week because a number of amendments will be filed. But we have worked long and hard to bring Democrats to the place where they can vote for cloture. I think we're there.
So just one more on the timeline here for the American people who are watching and listening right now. In your view, what sort of week or month could this bill actually become law?
Well, we're going to pass it next week.
Okay.
And so it will provide new markets for U.S. treasuries. It will help protect the U.S. dollar as the world reserve currency. It will provide a way for something like a traveler's check to be used digitally. It's pegged to the dollar, so it's sort of it's a payment stablecoin, something that can be used for payments in a digital format. This is going to create more versatility for the U.S. economy and move us into the 21st century.
Circle, the company responsible for USDC, went public last week, and in a matter of days, its market cap went from $18 billion to $24 billion. This only screams one thing. People want a piece of the pie of stable coins because they know stable coins are the door to crypto. In addition, the SEC is evolving under its new pro-crypto era. After years of unclear enforcement, the SEC is shutting down lawsuits, and today, Paul Atkins, the SEC chair, said they are working on policy to exempt DeFi platforms from regulatory barriers. This is giving investors clarity.
Another core feature of blockchain technology is the ability of individuals to have self-custody of crypto assets in a personal digital wallet. The right to have self-custody of one's private property is a foundational American value that should not disappear when one logs on to the internet. I'm in favor of affording greater flexibility to market participants to self-custody crypto assets, especially where intermediation imposes unnecessary transaction costs or restricts the ability to engage in staking and other on-chain activities.
That clarity means institutional capital feels safer. Investors finally know the rules, and that's huge. Now let's talk corporate adoption, because this is where it gets real. Forget Dogecoin memes. We're talking about serious companies treating Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. Strategy continues to accumulate Bitcoin. Saylor bought $110 million worth of Bitcoin last week, which brings the total Bitcoin to 582,000 BTC. By now, we already know that GameStop allocated $500 million for Bitcoin at the end of 2024. The Trump Media and Technology Group also raised over $2.3 billion in equity and convertible debt to build a Bitcoin treasury. The Japanese company Metaplanet increased its BTC holdings from less than 400 BTC to 4,500 BTC year to date. In May, Jamie Dimon announced JPMorgan will now let clients buy Bitcoin via ETFs. Also, they will accept Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs as collateral for their loans starting this June.
We are going to allow you to buy it, and we're not going to custody it. We're going to put it on statements for clients. So, I don't think you should smoke, but I defend your right to smoke. I defend your right to buy Bitcoin. Go at it.
And this is not only for Bitcoin, because Sharp Clean Gaming raised $425 million in a private funding round led by Consensus to build an Ethereum treasury, becoming the first NASDAQ-listed firm to follow the same strategy Michael Saylor has done with Bitcoin. Institutional ETH demand via spot ETFs has increased to a total of $3.3 billion. Sol Global Investments directly purchased $2 million worth of Sol to hold on its balance sheet. So what they all know, that Bitcoin and crypto are not a tech experiment anymore. It's monetary insurance against a crumbling fiat system. And the more central banks flirt with infinite debt, the more Bitcoin becomes the logical hedge. Let's zoom out. All this money printing is not just a bad policy. It's fuel for risk assets. Every time the Fed injects liquidity into the markets, Bitcoin responds. That's why Bitcoin surged post-COVID. That's why it pumped in early 2024. And if the US starts spending without a ceiling, you better believe liquidity is coming back, because more liquidity equals more demand. And unlike dollars, there's only 21 million BTC ever. So where is all this heading? I believe we're witnessing the beginning of a global financial reset, where Bitcoin, stablecoins, and tokenized assets like Bitbonds sit at the center of modern finance. Yes, we still have volatility. Yes, we still have setbacks, but rails are being built. The Bitcoin and crypto 4-year cycle are over, and we might be looking at the first super cycle for Bitcoin and crypto, thanks to liquidity injection into the economy. You have to understand this. The new rules are being written, and the money, it's already moving. We live in a world of unlimited money. unpayable debt, and fragile trust. Bitcoin thrives in that world, not because it's trendy, but because it's engineered to be scarce, transparent, and incorruptible. Regulators are waking up, institutions are getting in, and those who used to mock crypto, now they're hiring crypto teams.
I defend your right to buy Bitcoin. Go at it.
That's why if you got any value from this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Also, drop me a comment with your predictions for Bitcoin and crypto for the coming months. And if you want to stay informed, subscribe to my newsletter and grab my valuable crypto guides. Link is in the description. Like always, I'm JD Ramos. In the meantime, take care, God bless, and see you in the next one.